The road to the 2026 Kentucky Derby starts, and it starts at Churchill Downs. It's the Iroquois Stakes, a Grade 3, 1 mile. We're going to take a look at the field, look at the projected pace, and the 9 runners entered. But it's going to be at Churchill Downs, beneath the Twin Spires. They're going to be going 2 turns, 1 mile on Saturday, September the 13th, and it's part of a card that does include the road to the 2026 Kentucky Oaks with the fillies in the Pocahontas Stakes, dirt 1 mile, and it is for 2-year-olds. The field has been drawn, a 9-horse field, and we've got winners from Ellis Park, we've got Colonial Downs, Churchill Downs, and more. Let's take a look at the field, starting off with an 8-length winner at Colonial Downs. Nothing Personal draws the rail here and going to be on the inside of the other 8 runners. Sometime another big win at Colonial Downs. One first time out and was 3rd in a stakes race. No More Sense, a winner at Ohio and at Belterra Park. So Special, sired by Vacoma, a winner at Ellis Park for trainer Ken McPeak. Shake and Rattle, 5 times out, 1 win. It's got some stakes experience. Comport, the Ellis Park juvenile winner. We've got Vost, a closer who won his debut. That was at Ellis Park at 7 furlongs. We'll find out more about his running style in this race. 9 Ball, another debut winner at Ellis Park. And Maximus Prime, a maiden, 0 for 3, but did already run in the Kentucky Juvenile Stakes at Churchill Downs. A solid field of 9 horses to kick off the 2026 road to the Kentucky Derby. Of course, it begins at Churchill Downs, it ends at Churchill Downs, and we'll find out if the Ellis Park winner, the juvenile winner, debutante, on the same day as the debutante, Comport, if he can come back and kick off this road. You know, the Ellis Park juvenile races have been loaded. Some of those horses that normally go to Saratoga, they stayed right at Ellis Park this summer in Kentucky. Let's start off with the race replays led by Comport. Let's go back to his debut. This was at Churchill Downs. Comport picking up the win. You know, nice victory, got the job done, showed some speed, and then was able to hang on for the victory at Churchill Downs. Now, Comport came into the Ellis Park Juvenile and was bet very heavily in that race, ended up being one of the favorites, and Comport was able to win his stakes debut in the Ellis Park Stakes. Here he is, kind of drawing off, picking up the victory, and showing some mixture of speed and then also down the lane, kind of sticking to it there. What was nice about this win was it was at 7 furlongs. So Comport with a win at Churchill Downs. He's also got a win at Ellis Park. Another winner recently at Ellis Park for Riley Mott was 9 Ball. Let's go back to his victory. Came a little bit off the pace, picked up the win. What's interesting about this one, a little bit more speed in the pedigree. Henny Hughes is the broodmare sire. Henny Hughes was a horse that was trained by D. Wayne Lucas back in the days. Henny Hughes, the broodmare sire on this one, 9 Ball, a victory at Ellis Park. Now, Maximus Prime has started 3 times, 2 seconds and a 4th. He did run in the Kentucky Juvenile Stakes at Churchill Downs. He debuted at Keeneland in kind of a key maiden race. And then Maximus Prime also last time out running 4th at Ellis Park, but that was in a big stakes race, a maiden race, $100,000 purse. Maximum Mischief, the sire, and of course he's by Into Mischief. We'll see what Maximus Prime, if he can break his maiden here in the Iroquois Stakes. Another winner was Nothing Personal. This one at Colonial Downs. Picked up the big victory again. Kind of was even coming into the stretch. Kind of 3 horses battling for the lead. Nothing Personal really draws away, winning it down the stretch and pulling away at Colonial Downs. Draws the rail here in the Iroquois Stakes. Now, Nothing Personal, looking at that victory overall, he ended up winning by 8. Jay Rodriguez was in the jockey on him. He's by Violence out of a Wando mare. So a little bit of a speedy pedigree on this one. We'll see if he can stretch out to the 1 mile distance. Sometimes what you're looking for is just a horse that's in good current form and a horse that easily cleared his maiden conditions. Nothing Personal did that at Colonial Downs. Now, Shake and Rattle, let's go back to Churchill Downs. A nose victory, battled down the length of the stretch. Shake and Rattle picking up that victory. Like the fact that it got it done at Churchill Downs. Defeated a tough field that day, and Shake and Rattle should be primed for a good effort here at the 1 mile distance in the Iroquois Stakes. Vost is another one that's interesting. Picked up a win at Ellis Park. If you notice, came from a little bit off the pace, was 10th early, and then rallied down the lane. Third by a neck at the third call. Ends up winning by 2 lengths with Florent Giroux. He did that at almost 7-1 odds by Instant Grand. This is a homebred OXO equine owned Instagrand. Then they bred their mare. February foal should be nicely developed, and a winner first time out at Ellis Park. Again, we're not quite sure if he's going to be coming from off the pace or a deep close like he did first time out. Until they run 2-3 times, I'm not always sure about their running style. Let's take a look at the pace of the race. Different horses, I think, have the potential for the early lead. Could be Comport, who already is a stakes winner. He's been close to the pace. Nothing Personal was close to the pace in his win. I'm going to put him on the lead. Then I'm going to have Sometime just a little bit off the pace. Shake and Rattle, another one that I think can come off the pace. 9 Ball, I think, is going to be a presser to a mid-pack runner. And then Vost, I put a little blue box around him because I'm not really sure how he's going to run. I think he's going to come from off the pace, but I don't think he needs to be from 10th place or 5 to 6 legs back like he was first time out. Maximus Prime has been a closer. He's been running in some big races. I think the pace overall is going to be a little bit on the slow side, going to 2 turns, going 1 mile here in the Iroquois Stakes. Lots of pace ratings out there. Nothing Personal and Comport, the most likely leaders at the 6 furlong mark. Now, my top choice in the Iroquois Stakes, I'm going to go with Comport. I like the way he was bet down in that Ellis Park Juvenile. He's got some stakes experience, he's got some pace experience, and his speed figures match up competitively against some of these other horses in this race. Exacta-wise, I'm going to go with Comport over Vost, 9 Ball, and Nothing Personal. I think Nothing Personal is one you may want to take a look at. That was a nice win at Colonial Downs. Pressed the pace, drew off, has already gone 7 furlongs. Should not find an issue here in this 1 mile distance, but some different ways you can go with that Exacta. I think even Maximus Mischief is a little bit live with that, even though he's still a maiden here in a race with other winners. It's the Iroquois Stakes 2025, kicks off the road to the 2026 Kentucky Derby. Like, share, and subscribe with your horse racing friends. And remember, the Breeders' Cup prospectus coming out first week in November. Sign up to be notified. In the description, stats, post position information, sire stats for the Breeders' Cup, and that's coming out the first week in November. Who do you like in the Iroquois Stakes 2025? Sometime from Colonial Downs, Nothing Personal. You've got Comport, Shake and Rattle. Should be a good matchup here at the Twin Spires, Churchill Downs. Leave a comment who you like, and lots more races coming up on the road to the 2026 Kentucky Derby. Remember what D. Wayne Lucas always said, people have opinions, horses have the facts.